Hey everyone, Tech Steve here, and if you're looking for a budget Samsung television, the DU7200 might be the one for you. The TV has a new design. If you notice, the feet has two locations where you can mount them, plus you can lift the TV up and down to fit a soundbar right below it. On the corner of it, you're going to find a Samsung logo, and on the back of it, you have plenty of inputs for most use cases. We're talking about 3 HDMIs, and one of them is eARC for connecting to a Samsung or any brand you like soundbar. There's an Ethernet connection, a ATSC TV tuner, but this TV does have some very basic wire maintenance to tether your cables to the back of it. Compared to the higher end Samsung televisions, this TV appears to be a little bit thicker, but it still has very nice bezels on it to give it that premium look. Another thing I want to point out is that this TV doesn't have the voice remote control, but you can use the Samsung SmartThings application to connect it to your Amazon and Google accounts. And you can also use the SmartThings application to connect to the television and use Bixby voice commands, so you can use your smart device to control the TV just like you would with the voice activated remote control. The DU7200 does not have an anti-glare coating on it that I can notice. As you can see, it will pick up a lot of glare, and it is a VA panel, but I was very surprised at how good it looked on the viewing angles, as you can see right here. You will get some color bleeding when you get over to the side of it, but I think for most people it'll do just fine. I really didn't know what to expect when I started playing YouTube TV on this television just to see what it looks like on sport. And to my surprise, the color reproduction on this television was much better than I anticipated. And even though this uses Samsung's entry-level Crystal UHD processor, I would say that the motion on this television seems to be smooth, and overall I found it to be very impressive, even though it doesn't have all the robust features that some of the other manufacturers have in this price point. And here's some demos that you can look at to see how good the color reproduction is. And for me, everything appears to look really natural, but I will say that it's not the brightest TV that I ever saw in my life, but it does pretty good for what it is. In my opinion, just like I said on my unboxing video of this television, is that Samsung really went back to the drawing board on this particular model, and they made sure that everything looked as good as possible for having an edge-lit screen on it. And here's the skin tone test on this television, and again, for me, it looks really good. I also want to go through the menu and try some of the different options that you have available in expert settings, so you can see how as you go through the different picture profiles, it changes the look of the TV. And the great thing about this TV is that you can customize it. Even if you have the tools to do it, you can calibrate it as well. But right out of the box, I think when it comes to colors, this TV is pretty accurate according to what I'm seeing. But this TV is not perfect, and I don't expect it to be, since it is a budget Samsung television. And what I mean by that is when it comes to overall darkness of the screen. Since the DU7200 doesn't have local dimmer zone, plus it is an edge-lit television, this is where on some content you're going to see the backlights bleeding through. It's going to get more of that gray, hazy look to it. Depends on what content that you're watching. What I mean by this, if you're playing content that has a lot of bright scenes on it, the TV looks fantastic. But when you get into watching movies or things like that where everything's black, you are going to notice the backlights shining through, so it doesn't have that inky black look to it overall. And I didn't even notice this too much until I started doing these tests where I want to show you movie credits and check out the blooming on the television. Not saying that this TV has a lot of blooming or anything like that, but the backlight system in the technology is nothing like mini LED with local dimming zones or anything like an OLED. But I want you to know what to expect when you buy TVs on this price level. I want to circle back and show you some motion tests that I did on this television, and apparently depending on what setting that you put the TV on, it's going to control how smooth the motion is. But the great thing is, inside of the expert settings, you can go into the system and change the judder, and that'll control if you're getting that soap opera effects that you do get on some content. So you do have a way to customize it on this television. Earlier this year, I went to CES, and Samsung really didn't want to give the Tizen operating system a name, but as far as I know now, it's called Tizen 8. That way they can move on the generation as time goes by. And keep this in mind that you have to log into a Samsung account to get access to all the features such as search, daily plus, the gaming menu, the home menu, so you cannot use this TV in its full capacity without that account. One of the biggest features that really stands out is that they're really pushing the Smart Things application that I mentioned earlier, and this is going to allow you to take the television and you can connect it with local device. So now the TV becomes a hub, so you can hook up your lights to it, or most of your smart devices that you have in your home right now. Now you'll have more control over all your devices in your home using the TV's menu. And I love the fact that this TV has a gaming hub built right in, so if you don't have a PlayStation or Xbox handy, you can sign up for these cloud accounts, hook up a controller to it, then you can pretty much game on the TV without a console. It won't be as fast, but at least you have some sense of entertainment. Now speaking of gaming, I had a lot of fun gaming on this television. It will support 4K up to 60 frames per second. I've tried everything. It will not support 120 Hertz for those who think motion rate is the same thing as native rate. It is not the same. Now, as far as milliseconds, on most Samsung, included this one, you're going to get about 10.1, 10.3 milliseconds. So the input lag is really good. And there's some different settings in the television that if you turn them on, the picture will get darker, such as clear motion. But here's some gameplay on it so you can check it out. The last few things I want to mention about this TV is that they did remove all the audio jacks on the back of it off the television, except for HDMI eARC. Plus, you can use Bluetooth to hook it up to different audio sources, but far as fiber optic, all that stuff is gone, which I showed on my unboxing video. But when it comes to color reproduction, I think this TV does a really good job, especially for the money. And I will say that the backlights are very noticeable if you're used to a TV that has full array local dimming or a mini LED or OLED. Also, the voice command is not available on this TV. You cannot buy a remote control for it. But like I said earlier, you can use the Smart Things application. And once it's connected to the TV, you can use your iPhone or Android device to do the voice commands if that's something that you really need. But I can't help but notice when it comes to this TV is that there's a lot of people making televisions with a lot more features right now. And that's something you have to decide. Samsung has longevity. Here in the United States, they also have a lot of service centers if you have any issues. So that's something to consider when making your best buying decision. And I think this would be great for someone who's a Samsung fan looking for a great television, but they don't want to break the bank. That's all I have on this video. I'm Tech Steve. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.